Hi there. Thanks for stopping by. I want to share 5 things that I've learned that have helped me in life, and I learned them in art school. The first thing that I learned in art school was collaboration. The assignment was in a life drawing class. We were all around like we normally were, but this day they said, choose a partner. And so you and your partner were assigned to draw from the model who was in the middle of the room, but you had one piece of paper, you each had a piece of chalk, and you had to create a drawing with just one image of the model when you were done. So you had to embrace the other person's style, no matter what it was. You had to accept the marks that they put on the paper and work with those marks. So it was probably the single most important lesson I ever learned in art school, was to collaborate with other people. It has been one of the more fruitful lessons of my life. I have spent my life collaborating with other people, and I have found that the better you get at collaborating, the doors open up and the possibilities are endless. And very creative stuff can happen in collaboration with other people. So if you get the opportunity, seize it. It is usually not a mistake to collaborate with other people. The next lesson that I learned in art school that I really value to this day is research. Research what you're going to draw. Research what you want to express. In anything in life, it's like that. I went on a vacation recently, and I studied the place where I was going to go in depth, and it made my experience much richer. I knew what to look for. I appreciated what I saw more because I knew a little bit more about it than if I had not researched at all before I went on my trip. So research is really important. It will come through in your drawing. If you're interested in what you're doing, it will make your drawing more interesting to other people. So research is really a great tool. Another tool that I learned in art school that I will never forget, and that is to do what I love, to draw what I love. Most people have heard, if they've been in a writing class, write what you know, because it comes out more naturally. So what I enjoy happens to be very whimsical and bright, and it's animals and flowers and very light-hearted things, and so it fits really well with children, and so that's why I illustrate children's books. You might like something completely different. You might like photorealism. You might like looking at the dark side of life, the underbelly. Whatever it is that you enjoy is what you should be doing. Now, the next one that I'm going to mention that I learned in art school contradicts that, but we really need both of them, so it's not really a contradiction. The next thing that I learned in art school that's super valuable is to stretch your comfort zone. I had a mentor who started out as an illustrator in New York, and she did small pieces, very descriptive, very recognizable imagery, and she did very well. And she moved on in life, went to the other side of the country, and also changed her style when she went to the other side of the country. And when I met her, she was a professor at the university, and she was doing really large paintings, mural-sized paintings, and they were abstract, very, very far from a descriptive illustration where she started. So she clearly had stretched her comfort zone. She had pushed outside of it, and it was, she was very successful in our region. And so I watched her do that one more time. Her husband got very ill, and she wasn't able to be in the studio the way she normally could. She couldn't produce large drawings. She was in the hospital, and she was helping her husband when he was in the hospital. And so she worked really small. And I know that out of that came a series of tiles that she did after that. So she was life forced her to stretch her comfort zone and move away from what she was comfortable in. And she often said to us as students, would say, when you get very comfortable in what you're doing, it's time to change. So she was the first one to recommend that, stretch your comfort zone. So let's see, we've talked about collaboration, we've talked about doing what you love, and we've talked about stretching your comfort zone, and we've talked about research too. So the last one that I want to touch on is the thumbnail exercise. That's right. Can't forget that. And so this is basically practice your craft. You'll never go wrong if you practice your craft, and you don't have to feel inspired to practice your craft. And this is how you do it. There's a thumbnail exercise. You choose a subject, anything. It could be your cup of coffee in the morning. I'm going to show a goat face in my example. You choose a subject matter, you draw it simply, you get it down on paper in a little thumbnail in the middle of your sheet. And then from there, you branch out in 4 directions with 4 more boxes. You draw the same subject matter, even from the same angle, same size, everything. Just change the style, change the genre, change the historical style. It could be something that you fashion after the Book of Kells in one, and then in another one you could fashion it after a Picasso abstract painting. So you're going to keep going with that and keep branching out, and eventually you'll have an entire sheet full of little thumbnails, and they'll all be of the same subject, but all done in a different style, a different genre. And when you get done and you look at all of those things that you created, there will be some that you're like, I could just erase that one. And there'll be others where you respond, well, wow, I love that. I want to make a bigger version of that. So practice your craft. That is the last thing that I learned in art school that's super important. And that T exercise is a great way to do that. And then as a bonus, I just want to say, don't give up. It's hard to make it in the art world. There's a lot of new avenues, though, in the art world that there didn't used to be. It's not just about paintings and galleries. It's now a lot about graphic art. It's about web design, and it's about making videos. And, the arts have just really, really branched out, in my opinion. And there's a lot of opportunity. Now, can you make money at it? Hopefully you can, but if you don't, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be making art. Art is an expression of yourself, and it isn't necessarily something someone else wants to look at. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but you expressing yourself is very important, and I would always encourage you to do that. Now, I hope that you can make a living at it if you are trying to make a living at it, and you probably will. When there's a will, there's a way. So don't give up. I really, really believe that. And I had a period in my life where I had to stop doing art. I couldn't make a living at it. I had to make a house payment and support a child. So I added to my skill set. I added drafting to my artistic skill set. And it ended up being a really solid way to make a living. But I never gave up my art. I still made beautiful things that made my heart happy. And I'm doing that more and more now. And I still have the other career going at the same time. So there is nothing wrong with letting it ebb and flow in your life, but just don't give up. If you've enjoyed this, that would make me super happy to know. If you can let me know somehow that you enjoyed this, or you found any of these tips that I learned in art school useful, please let me know in the comments, or use that like button there, or follow me. That would be super great. It helps to keep the wheels on the bus. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.